Hey guys, it's been a while since I've posted a video. Been up to a lot of different things, been kind of busy. I was gone for a little while, but I have been slowly working on the next build. So this is going to be the first episode of that. This one is called Another Brick in the Guitar. And as you'll probably see, it is a very time-consuming process. I haven't gotten a ton done because I have to let so many things dry. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the start to this next build, and I'm going to have some other videos hopefully coming out here within the next few weeks to keep things moving along. So here we're starting with cutting lots of pieces of wood. Most of these pieces are former body blanks, basically leftovers that I had from other projects. And that was kind of what started this whole idea for this guitar. I wanted to come up with a way to use all these extra pieces. The fence right there actually came with my table saw, and I've got it clamped down, and it works fantastic with the bandsaw, and I've actually found some other uses for it as well. And then also you'll see the little push stick that I've got right there. That also came with the table saw that I got, and it is fantastic. We're sizing these pieces of wood two different ways. Right now I'm getting the width correct, basically the horizontal aspect of the bricks, and then from there I cut them down to however tall I want them and however wide. I guess maybe we're cutting lengthwise. I'm not sure, but we're working on making rectangles. I have some really weird shaped pieces of wood, and we're putting those to use too. Alright, now we're cutting, I guess this would be the height of the bricks. And now we're doing some sanding with the belt sander, basically trying to get the bandsaw marks out of those. This worked pretty well to get like a rough straight side to it, but as you'll see here, I switched to a different method and sanded most of them by hand. The belt sander just wasn't precise enough for everything. Alright, here's the contraption I built. So I'm basically using masking tape and super glue. And I've got a little piece of wood, a straight piece of wood right there. So on the side that I'm putting the super glue and the masking tape on, I flip that whole thing over onto the other side, and the wood is keeping the blocks straight on both sides. And I'm actually sanding two sides here. I'm sanding the sides right there to even all of those out so we have the same, I guess, a length. And then I also sand the top to get them the same width or depth or height or whatever you want to call it. I did this process for the other sides as well. So once I got this side all nice and flat, you could line it up and it was nice and flat when you flipped it. So then you could do the other side and then you're in a good spot. Did the same thing with the height. And then once I got this set done, I went on to the next set. Next up, we're actually gluing the bricks together, and it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. You got to figure out kind of where you want them to go, which ones will fit best. Even though I did a lot of sanding and evened them out the best I could, some of them were not perfect. And now you can kind of see the body beginning to take shape. You notice that one blue brick there, it's got a hole in it. That was a test I did for another guitar. But we just need the very edge of that brick. Most of that's going to be cut off. So I just threw it on there because it's not going to matter. One thing I had to do in between every single brick was scrape the glue off, which is what I was doing right there. And now we're starting on the second half of the body here. This part took quite a while, just the gluing of everything, since I could only do a couple bricks at a time. Basically, I'd glue up a few, clamp it down, let it sit, and then come back, and then clean it up, and then get ready for the next one. So in between, I was continuing to prepare some of the bricks. I should have been working on the neck. I did not work on the neck during this time, so I just spent a little bit of time each day. And this process actually ended up taking a couple of weeks. You can see it's slowly coming together. I wasn't too concerned about gaps. I tried to make sure there weren't any, but if there were imperfections, I'm not too concerned because I am going to be doing something with the seams later on with the guitar body. So if it's not perfect, it shouldn't matter in the end. Now we're using the table saw here, and I needed to cut some more bricks, so I took some shots of using the table saw. The table saw was more effective in some ways than the bandsaw. You didn't have to sand as much using the table saw, which was nice. However, I couldn't make certain cuts just because of the way the blade was, and I couldn't get my finger close to it. So for certain things, the bandsaw worked better, but it was nice to be able to choose between the two this time rather than being forced to use just the bandsaw. Now you can really see the second part of the body starting to take shape here. It's beginning to look like a wall. or in this case, a guitar body. I ended up getting some bigger clamps, especially because I knew I would be needing to joint this whole thing together once both sides are ready to be put together. In the next video, we're going to be working on the neck. We're going to finish up the body and get that ready to route and shape. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.